So Crockett is the new ED surgeon. He hails from New Orleans, plays by his own rules, and is very good at what he does. Ultimately, this caused him to bump heads with the doctors and nurses and the staff. But the risks that he took and his approach ultimately would pay off, because if it's one thing that he put a lot of time and effort into is his ability as a doctor, and a lot of that comes from the fact that he was running away from what was really happening behind the scenes for him, which we find out, is ultimately comes back to the loss of his daughter. So the drinking, the partying, all of those were kind of an amplification of what he was trying to run away from. Now we have arrived in the new season at a precipice where he can no longer, basically the walls are coming down on him. He can no longer run away from, he's no longer able to run away from what he's been trying to hide. It was such a new experience, I think for everybody. I'd say up until the 3 days before we shut down, everybody was in the same jovial mood and business as usual. And then 3 days in, we started to understand the severity of the virus. And to NBC's credit, they realized that the best thing to do before we continue any further and put anybody at risk is to shut us down and assess the situation, and stop 3 episodes shy and pick up once we know where everything stands. I am excited about season 6. I'm excited about season 6 because we all get to learn a little bit more about Crockett. We get to learn a little bit more about his past. It's very interesting when you think about how easy it is for us to run away from what's happening beneath the surface. And I'm really excited for what the writers have in store for Crockett, and how they're going to unravel the kind of mystery behind him and his vulnerabilities, and ultimately how fragile he is and how he continues to mask that fragility with a lot of impulsive, rambunctious behavior, which is simply that, just a mask. I couldn't be more excited to be here. It's really nice to work. It's really nice to be here amongst a group of people who are who have from day one welcomed me with open arms. What I miss most about being away is my castmates and all the lovely crew and the extras, and the camaraderie between everyone here is by far some of the best I've ever experienced on any project. So just to get back into the saddle with this great group of people was something I really looked forward to. COVID-19 is obviously a variable that is now just a part of everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. There's no escaping it. And it very well may be with us for quite some time. And as a medical show, I think it was inevitable that we were going to implement that into our storylines, because it's going to affect our characters day to day on how they, not only what they have to do within within each storyline and within the world of Chicago Med, but also I think we are representatives of a bigger community, and we have a responsibility to not only show how we're affected by it, but what we can do to help mitigate any kind of misunderstanding of it.